If you've ever wondered, am I prepping too much or not enough? Then this is the module for you. My name's Zach Sisler, and I'm a cosmetic dentist located in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, which is a small rural town in the middle of central PA. I'm also currently a faculty member at the Dawson Academy, based out of St. Petersburg, Florida. As a faculty member, I attend and teach hands-on courses to dentists going through the core curriculum as they strive to achieve predictable aesthetic results. Predictable aesthetic results. That kind of has a nice ring to it, right? I mean, aren't we all striving for predictable aesthetic dentistry? But can you remember back to that first patient where you were going to prep veneers on? I'll never forget the uneasiness in my stomach. That moment when I knew I had to deliver a beautiful smile transformation, but didn't have the know-how to do so. I got a wax up, and it looked great sitting on the desk next to me. But I just started prepping the teeth. I was prepping and praying that what I had reduced was enough, and that the lab would be able to make it look good. So early on, I was probably over preparing teeth, partly because I didn't want to disappoint anyone. I definitely didn't want to disappoint my patient, who was hopeful that I could deliver a new beautiful smile. And secondly, I didn't want to disappoint my lab by them getting my preparations and thinking, what was this guy thinking? I was all worried that the lab would call and say I didn't give them enough room and send me a few of these reduction copings. I used to get mad initially when the lab sent me these because they would charge me $20 a coping. I was thinking, come on, guys, I send you the case and then you charge me more for this little piece of acrylic? But then I realized that I was making their job harder. By not giving them the space they needed, I was forcing them to somehow MacGyver a restoration in place. So I began to view that little box of copings as my penalty box, and I needed to get better to avoid it. In my mind, all I could think is, how do I know if I've prepped too much or maybe not enough? I kept thinking there has to be a better way, a more predictable way to prepare teeth. So after coming to the AACD and going through the Dawson Academy and learning from other great clinicians, that's where I began to discover how to prep effectively and relatively stress-free. So what used to make for a stressful day can now be the enjoyment and the fulfillment I always thought dentistry would provide. What we're going to discuss today is one of the best techniques that I've come to love and use in my practice for preparation design on aesthetic cases. In this module, we're going to go over how to streamline aesthetic cases with the use of preparation guides. We're going to cover how to fabricate a preparation guide step by step, and then how to transfer it into the mouth for veneer or crown preparations. Now, I know I'm not the first person to tell you this, and it most likely won't be the last time you hear it either, but you have to begin with the end in mind. You need to start with a vision of what the final restorations are going to look like, and then prep from there. I realized I had the wax up, but I really wasn't using it to its full advantage. I was basically utilizing it for the provisionals at the end. But if I need to begin with the end in mind, then maybe I should be starting with the wax up, rather than waiting till the end to see if it worked. My goal for this module is to give you a few little pearls that you could take and use on your next aesthetic case. And for the person who has a big aesthetic case tomorrow, there's still time to implement these pearls. It's not too late. I want to show you some super simple systems for effective prepping, and then show how the lab can build your restorations with confidence, as well as pack the details into those final restorations. Secondly, I want to help you reduce the amount of reduction copings you get from the lab. And third, I'm optimistic that this module can help you and your patient get what you're both desiring from the procedure. For you, a smooth and efficient preparation appointment, and for them, a new beautiful smile.